Okay, good afternoon. As Fire Chief, I have the distinct privilege and pleasure on behalf of the Westwood Fire Department and the International Association of Firefighters Local 1994 to welcome all of you here today for this groundbreaking of the Westwood Firefighters Memorial. I would like to take this opportunity to recognize a couple of people that have made this day possible. Senator Michael Rush, Representative Paul McMurtry, Select Board Chair Nancy Hyde, Select Board Clerk Michael Walsh, Select Board Third Member John Hickey, Town Administrator Christopher Coleman, retired, semi-retired, almost retired Town Administrator Michael Gillette, Deputy Chief Richard Cirillo, retired Fire Chief William Scoble, retired Deputy Chief Michael Reardon, and local 1994 President Anthony Burke. I also want to thank everyone for taking the time out of your busy schedules to celebrate this special event with us today. There's a standing phrase in the fire service that goes something like this: the fire service is built on 100 years of tradition, unimpeded by progress, which speaks how many fire departments develop operating procedures and ultimately their way of doing business. As chief, I would tell you everyone here today that this is not a true statement about the Westwood Fire Department and our firefighters. We have some of the best firefighters in the area who are very progressive, with a very progressive mindset, and want to see us take advantage of new theories and new technologies whenever possible. As this is a welcome philosophy, especially for a newer fire chief, we've had to really breathe back into our organization tradition. And the leadership needs to temper this new motivation and sprinkle back in the tradition to ensure that we never forget where we came from and the people that paved the way for us. So part of the fire service tradition is to formally remember those who have made the ultimate sacrifice and have passed away either in the line of duty or due to occupational illnesses acquired during their employment. A decision was made years ago that the Westwood Fire Department needed a living memorial to recognize our fallen brothers and sisters, to ensure that we keep those members in our prayers, but more importantly, remember why they were taken so early, in hopes that we will never lose another member. That's what this memorial will do for us. We're bringing and building something that our people can see every day, our members can see every day, and remember why those people sacrificed what they did for the citizens and people that visit the town of Westwood. So once construction of the new Islington Fire Station was approved, there was a conversation about placing the memorial here. The Firefighter Memorial gained momentum several months ago, and I'm going to let President Burke come on up here and fill you in on the details of what made this day possible. I want to thank again everyone for coming.
Most of the guys will tell you I don't need a microphone, but not to sound redundant, Chief kind of stole some of my thunder, but this has been a long time in the making. I'd like to welcome everybody that's come in today for this very important event. I'd like to first start off by welcoming Representative McMurtry, Senator Rush, along with the Fire Chief and Deputy Chief, past and present, the Select Board, Town Administrator, old and new, last but not least, all the past and present firefighters that work here at Westwood Fire Department. This memorial has been an endeavor long in the making. We have run memorial road races, hockey tournaments, even softball tournaments for our fallen members, but nothing has been as permanent as this will be today. We met up around 8 months ago, I think, at Florian Hall with Representative McMurtry, some of our other union members. After some small talk, he asked how everything was Westwood was, if we needed anything. We told him we've been trying to construct a fallen firefighter memorial here for a long time. Without hesitation, he said, no problem, we'll get it done. He delivered. We're here today because of him. Thank you, Paul. So speaking on behalf of Local 1994, we'd like to personally thank Senator Rush, Paul McMurtry for their efforts and appropriation of the funds to make our dream a reality. He has been a champion for the firefighters and a strong advocate and voice for the fire service and public safety as a whole. Through a collaborative effort, we will now have a permanent memorial to all those who gave their lives to the citizens of Westwood and the Westwood Fire Department. Their names will forever be etched in these pieces of granite for generations to come, and their memories will live on in the finest traditions of the fire service. We owe him a debt of gratitude for supporting and endorsing this cause that is so important to us in the fire service. Through Paul and Senator Rush's efforts, I can honestly say we truly won't forget the sacrifices these firefighters made. Thank you again, gentlemen.
Okay, I'd like to give an opportunity to Representative McMurtry and Senator Rush for some words.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Chief Deckers, and I want to take a moment to acknowledge Chief Scoble as well as Mike Gillette as he departs from town service, and welcome our new town administrator. Most importantly, though, I want to acknowledge and thank the president of the local, Anthony Burke, and the brave men and women of the Westwood Fire Department. As I was sitting listening to the remarks of both you, Anthony, and the chief, it reminded me of why I do what I do and why I'm so proud to represent this community. So I'm here today, along with Senator Rush, to say thank you. Thank you for the service, and thank you for allowing us to be a part of this moment of pride for this community, where we'll remember the brave men and women who served in this fire department that protect both the property and the lives here in the town of Westwood. So I'm now going to introduce my partner. It would not have been possible without the support and help of Senator Rush. I'm fortunate that amongst all of us in the legislature, I have a gentleman who answered the call, and I try to do the same for him. So he and I both have an incredible working relationship in the towns that we represent. So we work well with our local select board, and I'm pleased that they're here to celebrate this amazing moment here in the community where, as you all say, that the members have lost their lives will not be forgotten. So without further ado, and we'll have a presentation in just a moment, it's my pleasure to introduce Senator Michael Rush.
Thank you very much. Let's hear it again for Representative McMurtry is the heart and soul of the community of Westwood on Beacon Hill each and every day, and this is a perfect example. So thank you, Representative McMurtry, for all you do. Chief, Mr. President, it is a privilege to be with you and all the members here today. I want to thank our outstanding Board of Selectmen, and truly, this is where the rubber hits the road. You have a select board here that listens and makes things happen, so give them a round of applause. They deserve it. Nancy Hyde and John Hickey and Mike Walsh, they do an outstanding job. And of course, our new town administrator, and we've worked with Mike Gillette for many, many years and many, many projects. So thank you, Mike, for all you have done. And I thought the guy's retired. He was in meetings this morning, apparently, but some folks will never retire, right? But as stated earlier, this is how government should work. This is the model. Good ideas go up the chain. They're vetted, people listen, and in the end, action happens. And that's what's going to happen here. As Representative McMurtry, after your conversation, reached out, and we both had the opportunity, him to speak with Speaker DeLeo, myself with President Spilka, and explain why this money was so important. And as a former history teacher, it's behooving upon us, the citizenry, to remember the fallen and honor their sacrifice, and that's what this is all about today. So to each and every one of you, we thank you for your service and what you do, protecting us each and every day, and just so honored and privileged to be here with you today. Thank you.
Okay, I'd now like to introduce Nancy Hyde.
Can I make your comments? Thank you, everybody, and it's really an honor to be here and to speak on behalf of my colleagues on the board. I want to acknowledge something that I know when you have a memorial like this and you're remembering the fallen, you're also paying tribute to their families. It was only a few days ago we watched what happened in Worcester, and I couldn't help but immediately think about all of you. And I think I told the chief this. My daughter lives in Worcester, and that morning I texted her to let her know that this had happened. And she's in training to become a doctor. And she went off to the hospital and she was shadowing a doctor that day. And the doctor said something about it's a very difficult day. And she said, is it because of the fire? And she said, yes, I have to go home and tell my daughter her friend's father died. So it hits everybody. It's not just the tribute to those who we've lost, but it's to all of you who sacrifice so that people can take care of the public. And you do it with great honor. This is very fitting. All I can do is say thank you on behalf of the town for all that you do, all that all of you do. And to the families, thank you as well. And this is great, so congratulations.
Okay, and we have a official presentation.
All right, Anthony, and why don't we have some members of the local come on over here to join Senator Rush and I? And really, this really is notable here, this beautiful new firehouse with the finishing touch. And on behalf of, Senator, it's a big check. We'll need a couple forms of ID, but on behalf of both Senator Rush and I, we're pleased to present this to the men and women who deservingly will be remembered. Really what this community is all about. So congratulations. Thanks for your effort, and we're pleased to participate in this.
Makes me look stupid.
Wait a couple days to catch it.
Okay, we have one more presentation. It's the actual groundbreaking. So we're going to go outside for this and get some pictures of us actually breaking the ground. We actually had to have DPW help us out and bring in some ground we could actually break today. So we thank the DPW for saving us, because there was no way we were breaking the ground today out there. So join us outside, please. And then we have some light refreshments and drink back inside, and we can chat and continue the conversation.